690 WLS 636. Beautiful Thursday, sunny and 85 today. I'm Pete McMurray. She's Judy Pilak. Leigh Richardson is a brain health coach and consultant. She is founder and clinical director of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. She is author of Turn Your Brain On to Get Your Game On, the how, what, and why to peak performance. And Leah joins us now. Thank you. Thank you for being on, Leigh. Sorry, Leigh, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Leigh, help us get the mindset, get us there to the peak performance. What do we have to do? Where do we start?
Well, you got to take care of the brain, and it sounds pretty simple, but how's your nutrition? How's your sleep? Are you learning anything new? So it's all about keeping that brain going, because I'm sorry to say, the brain's got a philosophy: use it or lose it.
What are some brain foods?
Some good avocados, blueberries, salmon. It's amazing now what you can do with Google. You can Google brain foods, fruits, vegetables, proteins. But I think the best thing that you can do for your brain with food is to not eat processed food. If it comes in a bag, a box, or a can and it's good for 2 years, there's a lot of chemicals in there that keeping it that way that may not be so good for your brain.
Oh, boy. How about Diet Mountain Dew? That's probably not good for you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
You frown on that, don't you? Is there is there any, besides the food, do you talk breathing techniques in the book if people get stressed out or they're nervous before a presentation?
Absolutely. If you can focus on your breath, if you can slow that breath rate down, you'll slow your heart rate down. And if you can get your breath rate and your heart rate to dance together, then you've created heart rate variability, and that is a sign of wellness.
Well, how do we do that? Can you give us some steps to get there?
Absolutely. Put your hand on your tummy right now, around your belly button. Yep. And when you take a deep breath in, that air's got to be pushed down. You should feel that hand move a little bit.
Yep.
Because if you don't feel anything, you're not getting it. Okay.
No, I can feel it.
Okay. Now, let it out really slow. And push from the bottom up.
All right, not bad. How many times do I have to do that? Just once?
Oh, what do you think? How many times you have to do that?
If I'm doing a breathing thing, I'm doing it about 7 times, because 7's a lucky number for a lot of people.
Well, you know what? You know how I learned to breathe properly? Anytime I'm at a red light, when I was learning how to breathe, anytime I was at a red light, because I had just gotten a cell phone and I was trying not to pick the cell phone up, anytime at a red light, I would stop and I would practice my breathing. It was a really good use of the time, and I really did learn how to breathe properly.
Are games good for your brain?
Absolutely. Solitude, chess, checkers, anything that keeps that brain in a problem-solving mode, or learning how to do something different, is really good for the brain. I mean, you could just change things up. What hand do you brush your teeth with? Are you right or left-handed?
Right hand, but sometimes I brush with my left because I like to work on my left hand because I'm a player, basketball player.
There you go. But it's something as simple as that will work. I mean, that's a challenge for the brain. I mean, I have my spotting dance gym on the right side of the room. And when I don't get it, I say, well, that's okay. It's good for my brain. Go to the other side of the room.
So change things around. Don't do the same things over and over. We're talking to Leigh Richardson. The book is called Turn Your Brain On to Get Your Game On. Judy laughs at me. Sometimes during commercials, I'll jump up and down just to kind of get my blood flowing. You're moving your body, and that's kind of getting your brain going, too.
Oh, the brain needs movement. The brain loves that movement. And when you're jumping up and down or you're taking a good walk, you're releasing endorphins. Endorphins make you feel good. So the connection between the brain and the body is, if you don't have that communication going on a cellular level, then neither one is working as well as it can.
Okay, I don't like to work out, but I want to keep my brain active. Can't you do one and not the other?
Well, the body keeps score. of everything that's going on in the brain. And, workout means something different to a lot of different people. Do you like to stretch?
No.
Okay.
How about walk? Do you like to walk? Do you like to move your body?
If I have to do something, I'll walk because I walk really fast.
Do you walk down the wine aisle at Jewel?
Yes.
Okay.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
Yep.
There you go. Thanks, Pete. But, maybe you need to get a dog. Walk that dog.
She has a dog.
I do everything I can to not walk the dog.
That poor puppy.
There are other people who can walk him. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is I do not like to work out.
Well, you're going to die young.
Okay, that's what I'm
she's
asking
saying.
you. That it's so important for the brain is what you're saying.
Well,
then.
of course.
Well, and you are not the only one that does not like to work out. So you're right. There are other ways to work the brain. How would you feel? Now, to me, if you said, Leigh, learn a new language, I would say, I'd rather run a marathon. But something like learning a new language, that's extremely good for the brain.
And see, that's something that appeals to me more than working out. I play a game every night.
That helps your brain.
Yeah, like I force my son to play bananagrams with me. So yeah, I feel like that. I mean, is that really important, or is that just a little bit helpful?
Well, it's exercise. I mean, you're exercising your brain, and I think exercising the brain is helpful. Now, is it going to change the brain all on its own? Probably not. But once you get to be your brain fully developed, once you get to be your mid to late 20s, the 30s are rocking. The 40s, late 40s are starting to plateau a little. 50s, you start to experience a little bit of cognitive impairment. The 60s, you hit cognitive decline. So anything and everything that you do during those years to keep that brain fresh. I mean, vitamins, sunshine, that's good for you.
How about driving to work a different way or taking a different street? We're all creatures of habit, or parking in a different spot just to mix things up so you're actually thinking and not going through the motions.
Absolutely, Pete. You've made some great suggestions for your listeners.
And I want to bring something else up. There was this kid, Gary Martin, at a high school in Pennsylvania. He ran a 357 mile, the first time a high school kid has done it since 1965. Everything in life is about mindset, so you need to change your mind. We talked about this earlier, Leigh. You go to work, somebody says something to you, puts you in a bad mood for the rest of the day. How do we get past those words from other people?
Well, you make a good point, because our brain, this is the same brain we had back in the days of eat or be eaten. Part of that brain is scanning. It's waiting for that negative, waiting for that danger. And this is a true fact. Every day, you have 3 times more positive events than negative events. But what do we focus on? We focus on the one negative. So you've got to replace that negative with positivity. And I start my day every day. What am I grateful for? What am I thankful for? And you know what? Some days, 2 in a row, it'll be exactly the same thing. And that's okay. I'm really grateful, or I'm really thankful. But we've got to focus on what's positive in our lives. And, it's never something huge. I'm not going to win the lotto today. You got to play to win. But it's nothing huge. It's the little things. I got the nicest email from someone this morning. Or I pulled out at the stop sign and somebody waved me on. It's those little things that if you stop and appreciate them, that can make a difference in your mindset.
And your voice is so calming. It's like we're listening to a recording. It's very, very calming. Leigh Richardson, the book is called Turn Your Brain On to Get Your Game On. Leigh, thanks for coming on.